was an oasis. The life-giving water flowed in the form of the River Loa. Fed by Andean glaciers, the Loa is the main watercourse in the Atacama. At 440 kilometers, it's Chile's longest river. For thousands of years, the waters of the Loa supported a thriving agricultural society in this valley. The signs here still read, "Welcome to the spa town of Quiaua." But the reality today is very different. A 125 kilometers upstream from Quiaua is one of the world's largest copper mines. Run by government-owned Codelco, it's the only mine in the region that uses toxic compounds of xanthate in the metal extraction process. Tests proved that in 1997 and in the year 2000, levels of xanthate and mercury in the River Loa were extremely high.
Cuando llegó una contaminación, sonaron todos se murió, todo lo que hay a su alrededor mató el agua. Como me explicaba, como petróleo, así como... pero botaba una espuma, tenía mucha espuma esa agua.
Arsenic levels were several thousand times higher than normal. It was a fatal dose.
Tanto los camarones como los peces reyes, la alfalfa murió en ese tiempo. Los animales no se les podía dar de esa agua, que el agua dulce, hasta que pasara el proceso de la contaminación.
What happened next sealed Quiaua's fate. Developers offered to relieve people's burdens by buying their polluted water. In Chile, water is a private commodity. Even in the Atacama, people can sell their usage rights to the highest bidder. Unable to farm the polluted and unproductive lands, many in Quiaua felt they had little choice but to sell up and leave.
Entonces no es que puedan echarle la culpa que vendió la gente el agua. Mi padre fue uno de los que vendió también sus derechos de agua.
75% of the town sold their polluted water to the industrialists. Now, Quiaua is dying. Almost all the young have left in search of better opportunities in the city. But the story isn't unique to Quiaua. Boom and bust is a recurring theme in the history of the Atacama. The desert is full of ghost towns. Settlements that prospered with the discovery of mineral wealth, only to be abandoned once their resources had been plundered. But the Atacama is far from being mined out. Millions of years ago, this desert was covered by a huge inland sea. Over time, the boundless sunshine of the desert dried out the waters, leaving a crystal residue. With no rainfall to dissolve the crystals, other sediments were deposited directly on top. Over many millions of years, huge beds of subterranean salt formed. Sala Grande de Tarapacá is an open-cast mine on the desert coast. It's one of the purest sources of natural salt on the planet. Another mineral brought the Atacama sudden wealth and sudden ruin. This is the town of Chacabuco. It was built in 1924 to facilitate the mining of one of the most lucrative compounds ever dug from the sand. Sodium nitrate, otherwise known as Chile saltpeter. Formed over 20 million years by volcanic activity, saltpeter was first mined in the Atacama in the 1820s. It soon became a key ingredient in products like fertilizers and gunpowder. During the First World War, as demand boomed, hundreds of mines and processing plants worked the desert. Industrial towns were thrown up to house workers. Railways were laid down to transport the nitrate powder to the coast for export. In Chacabuco's heyday, Chile was producing 2/3 of all the world's fertilizer. It was hard labor, but the workers flooded in. The town boasted the best amenities money could buy: a plaza, a theater, a hospital and a church, said to be one of the most beautiful in northern Chile. But the glory days weren't to last. In the 1920s, Germany developed a synthetic saltpeter. It proved just as effective as the natural thing at a fraction of the cost. By the 1930s, the industry here was in dramatic decline. Chile's economy collapsed. Today, the Atacama is littered with abandoned saltpeter towns, nearly 200 of them.